Hello there my fellow gamers, creators and general tech people. OLED is taking over. Not only did we get a lot of new notebooks that come with OLEDs this year, especially gaming laptops, but also screens, like big massive screens. CES was full of announcements from almost every major manufacturer, and we get 4K 240Hz 32-inch monsters, super snappy 360Hz 27-inch QHD panels and quite a few super ultra wides. But I've been almost daily driving this beauty right here next to me, and it might not be the newest of the bunch. However, the Evnia 34 M2C 8600 is still absolutely gorgeous. And while it's not the fastest, it still looks incredibly clean for a gaming focused product, and you can actually drive it with relative ease even with a notebook. So let's see if the curved beauty deserves a spot on your desk right after the intro. I don't know about you, but I love OLEDs and also grew quite fond of the 21:9 aspect ratio, and with a 34-inch QD OLED panel with a 3440 by 1440 resolution and an 1800R curve, the Evnia hits the perfect sweet spot of pixel density and size. It refreshes at a maximum of 175 Hz via DisplayPort or 100 Hz via HDMI, which is a little odd since you really have to think about how you wire it up according to your preference. But if you are not a tech reviewer, you probably only have to do it once, which is okay, I guess. What's great about this one being last gen is the price. While it was around 1400 euros when it was first introduced, the price came down a lot. And since you will not gain much by going with a 2024 model with most likely the same panel, the Evnia is quite the attractive option when shopping for a new display right now. The overall setup process is pretty easy, even for this larger than average monitor. The main stand is simply clicked into place behind the panel, and the legs are fit to the main column with a captive thumb screw. And since this one is only 34-inch, it is also relatively easy to set up alone, not like the 45-inch behemoth we reviewed a few months ago. Unlike that one, you are also a lot more flexible when it comes to your desk space. 34-inch is after all a lot smaller than 45, so you do not have to use your dining table to sit at a reasonable distance from your monitor. The stand is also giving you a lot of adjustment options, and moving the panel up or down feels very well weighted. You also get a few degrees of tilt and swivel, so you can easily make those minute adjustments on the fly to put the screen at just that perfect angle. There's a little bit of wobble when you move the large panel around, but apart from the hardest desk slams when you get sniped across the map, the Evnia shouldn't move too much even in the sweatiest multiplayer sessions. As I mentioned earlier, I really like the overall design language of most of Evnia's lineup, and if this one is not big enough for you, feel free to check out our review of its massive 42-inch brother from a few months ago. The back is plastic but still feels and looks the part, and comes with what Philips calls NB glow to reflect your on-screen color on the wall behind it. In my time with it, I found the LEDs to be a little too dim to really make a difference, but at least it gives you some color behind your monitor. Connectivity options are plentiful if a little outdated, since we only get HDMI 2.0, hence the 100 Hz limit if you use one of the two at your disposal. In addition, you get your standard DisplayPort USB-C with up to 90 watts of power delivery, a USB-B upstream port and a total of 4 USB-As for your peripherals, making the ultrawide the perfect centerpiece of your setup. While two USBs are located next to the display connectors, you can find another pair on the lower left edge of the panel for convenient access for hard drives or wireless dongles, for example. The on-screen menu gives you a ton of options to customize the panel to your liking, and to my delight, you also get a pretty usable sRGB profile, which is a great option to color grade our footage for our YouTube videos. The screen also comes with a KVM switch, which works quite well if you connect two different machines to your monitor. I mostly had one laptop connected via HDMI and a USB-B to get access to the peripherals, which left me with the USB-C to quickly use the very same setup with another notebook. It is very convenient and again makes this a great central hub for all of your computing endeavors. But let's finally talk about what the Evnia can deliver with its QD OLED panel. As per usual, brightness measurements for an OLED panel is a bit of a tricky situation, since it's dependent on a lot of different factors. With a full white image in SDR, we got around 210 nits, which is okay, I guess. Again, if you are playing or working in a room with windows all around you, an OLED screen might not be your best choice. In HDR and with a wide window, we have been able to measure over 500 nits, which really shows what this panel is made for. Still, if you can control the lights in your place, the Evnia is also well suited for creative work since color gamut coverage and color reproduction are very solid. But this is of course primarily intended for your after-work entertainment. And with those pretty impressive contrast results, even though they are not class-leading when it comes to OLED panels and high peak brightness in HDR, this panel is simply stunning for games and movies alike. Gamers will be very happy with the super fast response times, and while the Evnia comes with FreeSync Premium Pro, G-Sync can be activated with an Nvidia card as well. And guys, this monitor just looks incredible for games. I know, I have been raving about OLEDs in the past, but it just looks freaking amazing. And with 21:9 being a widely supported standard by now, almost all games can properly take advantage of the wide field of view. Alongside the relatively low brightness, PWM is another drawback of the self-emitting display tag, and if you are sensitive towards it, you will most likely not be happy with a pretty low frequency of just 175 Hz. Alright folks, it's already about time to wrap it up for this one. While QD OLEDs have been quite the investment when they launched early last year, prices have come down significantly, making eye candy gaming not quite affordable but very obtainable. The Evnia is a great option in this form factor and comes with a lot of creature comforts to make it the ultimate hub for your battle station. I love the non-gamery design, even though the white and silver might not match every setup out there. Overall, the monitor comes with the usual drawbacks that are common to almost all OLED panels, which are the relatively low brightness and the dynamic adjustment depending on what is shown on screen. If you can live with that and do not care about PWM and are in need of an absolutely amazing gaming experience, then be sure to give this one a closer look. I've also linked our written review in the description below if you want to read more about this one. Let me know what you think about the Evnia and what screen are you rocking right now. Sound off in the comments below. That shall be it for today. Thanks a ton for watching and please leave your like and sub on your way out. My name is Alex, you have been amazing and I cannot wait to see you all in the next one. Take care.